The history of Mormaii begins in the early 1970s in Garopaba, a small coastal town in Santa Catarina that at the time was practically isolated, with little access to paved roads and a simple lifestyle, very different from what it is today. It was in this setting that Marco Aurelio Raimundo, known as Morongo, a newly graduated doctor and passionate surfer, decided to move to the region in search of a life closer to the sea and nature. At that time, surfing was still in its infancy in Brazil, and finding proper equipment was a major challenge. Neoprene wetsuits used by foreign surfers were almost impossible to buy locally, and when they did appear, they were expensive and often not well suited to the Brazilian climate. Seeing this difficulty, Morongo decided to produce his own neoprene suits, custom-made for himself and his surfer friends. With an entrepreneurial spirit, he began handcrafting the first pieces in a small improvised workshop, using imported materials and adapting sewing and modeling techniques. The wetsuits quickly caught the attention of the local surfing community, who started ordering their own custom models. The name Mormaii came from a combination of the nickname Morongo and the term Ma'i, which referred to a more natural lifestyle connected to the sea. From the beginning, the brand carried a strong meaning. It wasn't just about selling clothes, but about representing a lifestyle linked to surfing, adventure, and freedom. Throughout the 1970s, Mormaii expanded its artisanal production, creating more resistant models adapted to Brazilian waters, which helped boost surfing in the country. The products began circulating not only among Garopaba surfers, but also in other coastal regions, gaining notoriety among sports enthusiasts. Thus, even before 1980, Mormaii was no longer just a hobby of a surfer doctor. It had become one of the first truly Brazilian brands dedicated to the surfing world, laying the foundation for what would become one of the country's greatest references in action sports. In the early 1980s, Marco Aurelio Morongo began to professionalize the brand. The small workshop in Garopaba grew, new employees were hired, and production started to adopt more organized processes, though still maintaining the handcrafted essence that had made the wetsuits so popular. The focus remained on wetsuits and surfing gear, but Mormaii began to explore other products, such as surfing accessories like leashes and board covers, and casual clothing that reflected the surf lifestyle. During this decade, surfing in Brazil experienced a boom, driven by the emergence of national talents in international competitions and the growing popularity of the sport among young people. Mormaii seized this wave, establishing itself as the leading Brazilian surf brand. Its wetsuits, increasingly recognized for their durability and adaptability to Brazilian waters, became essential gear for surfers along the entire coast. Morongo's vision went beyond just equipment. He wanted Mormaii to embody an entire way of life. The brand began to be present at surf events, supporting athletes and sponsoring competitions, becoming deeply rooted in Brazil's surf culture. It also expanded its distribution beyond Santa Catarina, reaching other states and consolidating its presence in surf shops across the country. By the late 1980s, Mormaii had become a symbol of national surf culture, a Brazilian brand that combined functionality, identity, and a sense of belonging to the community of surfers and ocean lovers. In the early 1990s, the company significantly diversified its product line. Beyond wetsuits, Mormaii began producing sunglasses, casual apparel, backpacks, watches, and accessories aimed at the growing audience that embraced surf culture as a lifestyle, even if they weren't surfers themselves. This diversification helped the brand gain space in urban markets and reach new consumer profiles. The brand expanded its distribution network, establishing partnerships with retailers throughout Brazil and gaining presence in shopping centers, not just surf shops. Morongo maintained his vision of community and lifestyle, but also adopted a more professional business approach. At the same time, Mormaii strengthened its relationship with athletes, sponsoring surfers and other sports figures linked to extreme and outdoor activities. This helped solidify its image as a brand genuinely connected to sports, adventure, and freedom. In the late 1990s, Mormaii began to attract international attention, exporting some of its products and becoming a reference in Brazilian surfwear. The company also invested in communication and marketing, aligning its image with youth culture, music festivals, and action sports events. By the year 2000, Mormaii was no longer just a small surf brand from Garopaba. It had become a nationally recognized company, with products present in various segments and a strong identity tied to the sea, adventure, and an active lifestyle. In the early 2000s, the company intensified its diversification strategy. Beyond wetsuits, sunglasses, and casual clothing, Mormaii introduced watches, sports equipment, fitness gear, and even a line of bicycles and surfboards, aiming to fully encompass the surf and action sports lifestyle. This broadened product portfolio allowed the brand to reach new audiences and strengthen its presence in urban markets. Internationalization became a priority. Mormaii expanded its distribution network to Latin American countries, the United States, and Europe, gradually positioning itself as a representative of Brazilian surf culture abroad. This move also required investment in design and quality to meet global standards. The company also increased its marketing efforts, associating its image with surf championships, action sports events, and cultural festivals, while reinforcing its presence in Brazilian beaches and coastal communities. Its products began to be widely distributed in large retail chains, making the brand more accessible nationwide. During this period, Mormaii also focused on lifestyle branding, aligning itself with themes such as freedom, adventure, and well-being. Values that resonated with both surfers and consumers seeking a connection to the oceanic, laid-back identity the brand represented. By the end of the decade, Mormaii was no longer just a surf brand. It had become a multi-segment company, present in fashion, accessories, and sporting goods, while maintaining its roots in surf culture and its connection to the Brazilian coast. In the early 2010s, the company focused on expanding its fitness and multi-sport lines, going beyond surf and beachwear. It introduced products for gym training, running, cycling, and casual urban fashion, appealing to a broader audience beyond surfers. The brand also intensified its presence in eyewear and watches, becoming one of the leading names in these segments in Brazil. Its sunglasses and sports watches achieved wide distribution in retail chains, making Mormaii a strong player in the accessories market. Internationally, Mormaii continued its expansion to Latin America, the United States, and Europe, participating in trade shows and establishing partnerships with distributors. This reinforced its identity as a representative of Brazilian surf culture worldwide. The company also invested in licensing. The Mormaii brand began to appear in a variety of products, from supplements and electronics to bicycles and personal care items, leveraging its name as a lifestyle symbol. Digital transformation became a priority, with the brand enhancing its e-commerce platforms and strengthening its presence on social media, connecting with a younger, digitally engaged audience. By 2020, despite the challenges posed by the pandemic, Mormaii remained one of the most influential lifestyle brands in Brazil, combining sports, fashion, and wellness while staying true to its surf DNA and coastal origins. The brand strengthened its e-commerce operations and invested in digital strategies, expanding its presence on social media and engaging with a new generation of consumers who value both performance and style. Sustainability has become a core pillar. Mormaii has explored eco-friendly materials in its apparel and accessories, aligning with global trends for responsible production while reinforcing its connection to nature. In terms of products, the company expanded its lines of eyewear, watches, and fitness apparel, and continued to grow through licensing partnerships, bringing the Mormaii brand to diverse categories such as bicycles, supplements, and personal care. Internationally, it has reinforced its presence in Latin America and Europe, keeping Mormaii as one of the strongest representatives of Brazilian surf culture abroad. Today, Mormaii is more than a surf brand. It is a lifestyle icon, present in multiple product categories and maintaining its mission to combine performance, style, and a deep connection to the ocean and active living. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell.